Today we're looking at what's inside this box. These are super cool and they make us a lot of money. Hey, it's Don. Today we're going to talk about what's in this box. Now, I picked up a whole bunch of these, several cases of what's inside here. These are something I can pick up constantly and that get us a lot of money. The boxes are a big giveaway to me because they're almost always the very same size for a very good reason. Now, what's in this box that's so valuable? Now, this box has a ton of these little cards in here, and most people, they'll open this up and won't think a thing about it, or they'll look at the box and not realize what's in it and just pass it on by. And these are vending stickers for vending machines that you put a quarter in and you get a sticker out. These have been around for a very, very, very long time. Now, each one of these here in these won't get us a super ton of money, but I'll put them together as a set. And I'll be able to get 25, 30 bucks for each set. Now there's 300 cards in each box, and I got a whole bunch of these boxes, several cases of them. So when you add up all of the value in there for the little bit of money that I paid for these, there is a ton of money to be made. I'm going to show you the inside info on this topic here today. We're going to show you how many are up, how many routinely sell, and dollar-wise what you can get out of some of these. The biggest giveaway, as I said, though, is the box itself. Why is that? Because all of the vending machines these days are set up the very same way, and they all have to have one of these cards, and the cards only fit in certain size boxes. So the boxes are almost always the same for these. Most of the time, it doesn't even say what's inside of the box. So if you don't know what the boxes look like, you don't open them up, you don't check every little box out there while you're sourcing, you're going to miss stuff like this all the time. One reason many people don't buy many of these things, even if they do look them up, is because they don't sell for a ton of money on their own. Now, some of them do. Some of them you get $25 up to $300, $400 for an individual sticker like this. But overall, they don't sell super high dollar. But again, I don't pay anything for them. So if I'm getting 10 bucks a card, I got 300 cards in one box, and I only got $3 into the box. There's a huge amount of money to be made in just one of these boxes. Now, with these cards, some of them have only been released in a vending machine version. There's no other version of these. Now, this is Pocket Monsters. This is one of the original lines of the Pokemon cards. This might even be before some of the actual sets were available here in this country. These may have been the first line of release on some of these. Most of these sorts are prismatic of some sort. This one sold for 350 bucks. Now, one other thing to think about, some of these cards will not be the same size as a trading card. Some of them will be die cut in shapes and designs as well. It doesn't seem to matter for the most part, as long as they're vintage and they have a good topic, something tied to them that is highly collectible. Now, obviously, Pokemon cards in general are worth some money. We did get a couple boxes of early Pokemon. I don't know if any of these are in there. Haven't even looked through them at this point because there's 300 in a box and we've got a bunch of boxes. But there's tons of money in these to be made. We'll show you in just a few minutes here the amount that's up. We'll show you what sells on a yearly basis and why this is a viable category no matter what. Here's another Pokemon, but this is by Topps. Topps actually did vending machine card versions as well. Sometimes they're almost identical other than some markings or a numbering structure on the back than the actual cards that they released in gum packs too. To me, that's pretty cool because it gives you an opportunity to collect a variant from a normal card set outside of a card collecting set. So it's an interesting topic. This one sold for $321. Charizard, of course, it's a very popular character. Now, one other thing you'll run into when you mess with these, especially if you buy older ones, are bootleg versions of these. Most of the industry who copyrighted stuff like this didn't go all the way out and check all the vending machines and things like that. It was cheaper for the vending machine companies to do it that way because they could buy them much cheaper than buying them from the manufacturer. A lot of these are knockoffs and things. They still sell for some insane money because they're very well done. In most of the cases that I have seen, $225. So it's just another line of collectibles, and not necessarily card collecting, because many of these are stickers specifically, and again, many of them may be die cut and not card shape. As I said, they don't go for a ton of money, all of the individual cards, but putting them together in a set usually gives us some decent money. And this is AD&D Advanced Dungeons & Dragons. Very well collected characters here. Of course, $100 for this one. I could sell pretty much as many of these types as I find. If I got a box of 300, I would list one at a time and keep listing it once the first one sells. Because you're going to keep getting people back. Not many of these around. You got the whole set when you buy them in the box like I showed you. That's the best way to get it. I usually never spend more than 10 or so bucks for any box of those the way they are. Most people, even the auction houses, which is probably the best place I find them at, doesn't always open up those boxes. They just read if there's something written on the side. They may only open up one of them, and all the rest of the boxes could be something different as well. So I usually rake out on these every single time I buy them. Here's a lot of tops for 70 bucks. The pictures on this one aren't very good, so I think if this person would have marketed it better, shown better, brighter images, they would have sold it for a heck of a lot more money, without a doubt. These sets, the groupings do extremely well. And again, you get them in boxes of 300. Sometimes they're even more than that. So there's a ton in there when you buy them. So you've got a ton of opportunities to make a lot of money. Just the box I showed you should net us hundreds of dollars. Just that one single box. If you get the right topics, you can make some good money. These are little homies, which are tiny little toy figures. It's a huge line, came out in the 90s, I think all the way in through the 2000s. Well collected, the figures. Most people who collect the figures may not necessarily collect these stickers, but they're still fairly good. They still sold for 30 bucks a piece. They sold 2, they still have many more left, so they've got a lot of opportunity to make a lot more money off of these. Now, 90s and before are usually the best ones to find in my book. Super Mario Brothers, excellent item here. This was probably a little too cheap. They sold 2 cards for 25. I would estimate they'd get at least 25 per card if they put them up there, do some zoom ins, and market them right. So nice items either way, still 25 bucks. I'm sure they probably got a box. This person had a whole bunch of these for sale. Same way that I get them in a box. If I can sell them individually, I will. If not, I sell them by the set. Here's just another example from the very same person. Again, 25 bucks for 2 of the same ones. Maybe they've got thousands of these. Usually when I run into these, it's usually like a case or 2 at the same time. I usually almost never find just a single box of them. It's usually at an auction, as I said. Sometimes flea markets, they show up. Estate sales, I've turned them up in once or twice from somebody who ran a vending machine company. And we actually went there specifically looking for those exact items. I don't mess with the machines themselves. They're heavy. They sit around sometimes for a little while. But the cards always go out fairly easily. They're small. They're easy to store and easy to ship. Here's a Snorlax, another Pokemon-related item here. 25 bucks for this single one. Now, one big clue on these being a vending card, they don't look at all like the normal cards, at least with the prismatic and reflectiveness. Some of them have holograms and the whole works. So that's what you look for if you don't see them in a box. Sometimes I've run into just stacks of the stickers that somebody has removed, didn't realize what they were, took them out and just sold a stack of them at a sale somewhere for 5 or 10 bucks. Now, vintage ones do extremely well. Vintage ones do not look anything like the modern day ones. Some of these were actually loaded into the vending machine on a roll, so it would cut off so many little stickers, and that's what would be distributed from the machine itself. Some of them are just individual ones that somebody had to cut up, stick in the machine themselves. Some of them, too, you would have to put them in those cards to actually get them in the machine. So some vending companies would have to buy them separately like these sheets and then hand load them one by one into the card sleeves to fit them into the machine properly. So 25 bucks for these early ones. Nice sale for sure on these. Here's another Pokemon, same person. He sold 3 of these for 15 bucks. Again, you could probably get 25 or 30 bucks or better on any one of these. Another option which no one has done yet that I can find would be to PSA grade any of these earlier ones right now. There's basically the same thing from 1990 for Marvel Universe. I believe there's 24 cards, prismatic cards issued issued like this. You could slab those as well because Marvel Universe right now are hot, hot, hot. So excellent item. I actually have a video on Marvel Universe up right now showing you what to look for, showing you the insiders. I'll have a link up here if you're interested in checking it out. Now here's another lot, just like mine, the same basic box you saw that I have. Same basic size, shape, and everything. Now this person probably sold them way, 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 way too cheap. I would have split these up by the set. There's probably 300 in there, so you could probably imagine there's at least 40 or so sets in there. I would have sold each set for 60 bucks on this one here. Either way, they still probably made some good money on it because I never pay much for the entire box of these. No one thinks they're trading cards. They think they're cheap stickers, and there's no money to be had. Here's another example. I just wanted to show you how they come. Again, this is someone who kept them in the sleeves. Probably listed them way too cheap, but either way, they still sold. Probably have nothing into these. Now let's look into the numbers for just a second here. There's over 5,000 listings up for vending stickers right this very second. That's across eBay, 5,000 plus. There usually is anywhere from 5,000 to 6,000 up. At any given time I look, and I look at this category quite often. A couple times a month we run into vending stickers. They're out there. They still insert stickers into vending machines right now. Many of the people who have vending companies you can contact and try and get their old stock that they don't put out anymore. We've bought many cases from defunct ones as well. That's one of the best sources for these types of items. You're going to have to cold call, though, on stuff like that. But there's enough of them around there to make it worth your while. So there's 5,000 plus up right now. So we're in Terapeak, the same exact keyword search, vending sticker. There's over 15,000 of them that sold in the last year. So you've got 5,000 up, 3 times that sold within a year. And these numbers are pretty much standard. If you look next month, they'll probably be about the same numbers, 5,000 to 6,000 up. 15,000 to 16,000 sold. That's what I see all year round, all the time. So it's a solid, steady category to mess with. With any item too, trying to find these, you got to figure out where they're going to be used, who would have had them, and then try and figure out where you can contact people that do that, did that, or what type of auction or warehouse sale you need to go to find those. They're super easy to sell, super easy to ship, and super easy to store. You can make one listing and sell sets of them constantly, over and over and over and over again. Very little work and a ton of return on this investment here. Well, there we have it. Hopefully that gave you some ideas, some thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell all your friends.
And counting to Jiffy Pop. All systems go for great taste.
Roger, we've got heat.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we've got pop-off.
Looking good control, buttery, crunchy, and light.
Think someday I'll really be eating Jiffy Pop in outer space?
I wouldn't go back there without it.
Look for Jiffy Pop's special Goonies glowing cap offer. See package for details.